What a good story, and most of the farmers in that report would feel pretty good as well. The country out Condamine Way has had a very, very good season. But maybe not as good as across southern Australia, where there's so much grass around, there's an almost insatiable appetite for restocking, and last week record prices were achieved in several selling centres. At Pinaroo in South Australia, a pen of 12-month-old ewes went for $244 a head, smashing the previous high by $70. Lightweight steers sold at Wodonga for as high as $3 a kilo, while cows and calves fetched $1,400 at Ballarat. Brian Clancy from the Weekly Times has covered southern markets for many years, and he's described the recent sales as remarkable.
They are spectacular, but I think if you step back and have a look at them and saying, look, for a lot of breeders, these prices are really only just keeping pace with inflation. Some people say they're excessive, but let's face it, the sheep breeder is really just catching up and just trying to keep ahead of his costs. So I don't think they're unreal at all. I think these prices are here to stay. Look, I can remember going back 20 years ago when people talked about a $100 ewe and people said they'd never see it. But, we've got used to that, and now I think we're moving on to a new level.
Of course, the prices weren't that hot elsewhere, although most categories were strong. Numbers remain an issue throughout Queensland in particular, where the almost non-stop rain is causing headaches for graziers as well as farmers. Trade cattle and japox lifted, while cows and feeder steers were down a fraction. The dollar is almost as big an issue as the wet, but the amount of feed around is putting a lot of confidence into the beef industry. The Eastern Young Cattle Indicator hit a 4-year high before settling back a cent to close the week at $3.72. Lamb and sheep meat prices are easing as numbers lift. The poor conditions in Western Australia are resulting in a massive shift of sheep and cattle to the east. Last year, less than 100,000 sheep crossed the WA-South Australian border. This year, the number is already well over double that figure, and cattle numbers are 5 times up on 2009. And one report suggests there are 40 B-doubles a week heading east. At the sale yards, both lambs and sheep dropped big numbers, but those prices remain well above this time last year. Moving to grains now, where Chicago has had a reality check about wheat supplies, and this will no doubt put some chill into wheat prices. Corn stumbled because of its link with wheat, while soybeans lifted strongly. Even though there's a forecast record soy crop in America, the sole reason is the insatiable demand from China. Here are the prices. That's just about a September low for wheat, while corn went sideways, while the soy price is the best since this time last year. Across to New York, where the cotton market continues to head north, that 97 plus cents a pound is the local equivalent of about $550 a bale. The further out prices are even stronger. The December price is above $1 a pound. That's tempered somewhat by our rising dollar, but still a remarkable price in historical terms. And it comes as speculation mounts that Cubby Station, the biggest cotton grower in Australia, and now with a huge crop in and lots of water, is about to be removed from administration and will trade its way out of trouble. At the moment, it's just speculation. Maybe more on that next week. Sugar traders are trying to guess their production losses in India from the floods, and this has put some firmness back into the sugar price. Local wheat is feeling the pressure of weakening international prices and the strong Aussie dollar. The spot price fell $5, while canola was steady, and sorghum dropped on the back of expectations of a big summer crop. And finally to wool, where the dollar made life very difficult for brokers and buyers. A fair number of bales were withdrawn prior to sale, and pass-in rates were well above average. The Eastern Market Indicator closed at 866 cents a kilo, about steady for the week. And that's the Landline check on prices.